To you, Sagittarius. Hopefully, you all are having a good day. I know I am. So, for you, Sagittarius, you have the Page of Swords, the King of Cups, and then you, Sagittarius, also have the Six of Pentacles. It is cooler here. There's a lot more rain happening, thankfully, cooling the place down, rebalancing the planet. Anyway, so what I've got going on here, or what you've got going on here for you, Sagittarius, is that you have a person who is very wishy-washy with how it is that they interact with you. The reason why I'm saying that is because of the Page of Swords and the King of Cups. They like you, but then on the other hand, it's difficult to get close to them. That can't actually work. That can't actually be a functional relationship, right? And see, this is why the Six of Pentacles popped up. This is why this is present in this reading, because it represents how it is that if a relationship is legitimately going to be something for real, it has to be where two people actually get real with one another, right? A lot of people are trying to be fake and then still be in a functional relationship. And it's like, how is that supposed to work, right? By definition, they are opposed to one another, meaning it's dysfunctional. Because what is a dysfunction? Something that's trying to make something work that by definition, the fundamentals of how it works is all wrong. It's like trying to make a car, it's like trying to make a car motor out of like a banana and an orange and like a couple of leaves. It's like you know what I mean? It's like the fundamentals are different. You got to get some metal first. You got to get oil. You feel what I'm saying? Like the different things that occurs in it, the way that the mechanics work are two different things in that sense. And they can have something in common with one another, right? You can make oil from plants, but it in its raw state like that may not necessarily do the best job. And so the situation with them is that, again, the Six of Pentacles, you just see how it is that it wasn't really going to work for you and them to be connected to one another like that anyway. It wouldn't be good for the two of you to actually like be cool with one another like that in the first place anyway. And so now the Four of Wands and the Two of Wands right here represents how a lot of you Sagittarius actually feel better about not being connected to them, because this person was probably, because what I'm seeing here is that you Sagittarius are learning how to judge a person very quickly, the correct way. And when I say quickly, very quickly, I'm not talking about within seconds per se. I'm talking about you getting to know them, and then after you find out something about them, you judge their character to see if you and them are actually compatible. Friends, romantic relationships, you know what I'm saying? Maybe even long lost family members, or maybe you could work something out with your family, stuff like that. And so a lot of you Sagittarius are learning that, your judgment or your discernment is starting to become a lot better, because the Four of Wands and the Two of Wands, you're doing this pretty much with everybody whom you have in your life. So it's not like you Sagittarius are doing this with just one person. No. You Sagittarius are ultimately doing it with everybody. You Sagittarius want to make sure that the people whom you have in your life are actually, not only are they constructive, productive people, but but who they are as far as their character, their building blocks of who they are, their standards, their perception is fair. It's based upon decency and integrity and stuff like that, right? As opposed to if they're just all over the place and they want to be, you know what I'm saying, all over the place and rowdy and all of that. A lot of you Sagittarius probably not going for that. And so because of that, right, a lot of you understand that it's a good thing that you and this person, like I said, that I pulled within the first couple of cards, are not actually together. Because this person, you knew you were with someone, or you was connected with someone whom they were very duplicitous, right? They wanted you, but they wanted you in a specific way. And it was unusual. It was abnormal, right? It was dysfunctional. They wanted you, right? But then at the same time, right? The King of Cups. But then at the same time, the Page of Swords. You couldn't do anything. You felt restricted in your own relationship. And you Sagittarius are like, well, what exactly is going on here? Like, how why would you be restricted even in your own relationship? And so, you know, you not being with them, you feel free because you can actually go and move on and speak to somebody whom you don't feel so caught up with and weighed down, right? Like, you know, weighed down like ankle weights and stuff like this to be with. Because some people you feel heavy with. You literally feel like you start asking yourself, how are you supposed to be in a relationship with this person if this person ultimately sets up roadblocks every time you want to get somewhere? It's just a no-go. And the answer to that question is you can't go anywhere with this person. That's what I mean when I say that it's a dysfunction, because on paper the two of you go together, but the way that the actual thing, the relationship plays itself out in reality, they're just doing everything they can to dub you at every turn, and then they expect that to actually work after they've dubbed you how many umpteen times. It doesn't work. And so you Sagittarius, right? You stop taking it personally and you just left them alone. You're the one that's coming out with the W, the win, because the Justice, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords here represents you got the better half, because you Sagittarius actually was the one that brought the value to the relationship, not them. Since you've been gone. But for real though, Sagittarius, since you've been gone, since you've left them alone, what's been happening with you is that you've been doing much better. Your mood is much better. Like, you'll stop hanging out with certain people and your mood will become better, because again, when you're around them, all they're doing, unfortunately, is dubbing you. Every time you try to get somewhere with them, or they're just, oh, you know, nah, and you're like, so what is the point? So now you start feeling like, so what is the point of me even being here if that's the case? Like, what's the point? What is it that you're even doing? Like, why is it that you Sagittarius even have to be here if all it is that they're going to do is ultimately dub you, right? Like, what exactly are they really doing? And so the Nine of Pentacles, right? The Justice represents they got what they deserved, but also you got what you deserve. You Sagittarius got to understand that you understand a little bit better about what you don't like. You know, you don't like dysfunctional people where you trying to be in a relationship with them and they're gonna constantly dub you. That relationship is not gonna go for a very long time. And so the Nine of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords right here represents you also have people who may be coming to you, right? Other options, other people in which you Sagittarius could be getting to know. And so the situation with that is the King of Pentacles and the Temperance right here for you Sagittarius also speaks to the Temperance is Sagittarius. So you popped up even in your own reading, and you gave me the video with the most amount of views for this batch, so you get the first video. Again, you know, the Temperance right here, the King of Pentacles and the Temperance, you have so many options right now as far as things that you can do in life. The direction of your job is going well. Maybe you have a business. If it's on the upside, it's really on the upside. You don't have to deal with people holding you back, trying to make it so that you don't get to where it is that you want to, where you want to go, what you want to do. And you're doing it the correct way, because it's not like you're acting like that while you're in a relationship. One of the things that messes up relationships is when it is that people feel like, yeah, technically I'm in a relationship, but I still want to act like I'm single. I still want to move like I'm single. Well, at that point, what would be the point of being in a relationship if that's the case, right? And so a lot of you Sagittarius are actually doing it the correct way. And what I mean by that is you're moving the way that you want to, because a lot of you Sagittarius are probably more than likely single. So you're not doing anything that you're not supposed to be doing. No, you're single, so you get to do whatever you want. And not only that, but you also have a lot of people who may be interested in you around this time. See, a lot of times, right? And I'm glad that I'm glad to interact with the people in my comment section a lot of the times, right? As long as they come to me with some common sense. But the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of you don't really understand. Like, a lot of you are looking for people to be blatant, and they should be blatant, but you should also have some socialization skills, because more people probably try to flirt with you more than what it is that you think, right? Like, if a person is asking you for their number, if a person is asking you, right, for your number, not their number, for your number, probably means they like you. Probably means that they're trying to come up with an excuse to give you a call. And so, the situation for you is that what you've got going on is, don't knock it, just go with the flow. And this is what I mean when I say that it really doesn't take a whole lot of like absorbent amounts of effort to actually to pull somebody. It really doesn't. See, the dating coaches, somebody a few days ago talked about how it is that I'm a dating coach and all of that. Listen, I am not one of those. I am not a dating coach. Things pop up about relationships and I talk about it. I talk about the mistakes that I made. I talk about what I know. I talk about what I've learned. I use my wisdom. I am not a dating coach, okay? I am not a dating coach, nor will I ever be one. What a lot of the dating coaches will do is that the dating coaches will tell you intentionally wrong things to get you to keep buying their services, which they're going to intentionally steer you the wrong way so that they can keep upcharging you and make thousands off of you and get richer and richer, and unfortunately make you poorer and poorer. Why? Because an example of this is they'll tell you, Sagittarius, that if a person isn't blatant all the time, then it means that then that's not what you're looking for. Now, granted, what do I say here on this channel? Should a person be blatant as possible when it comes to matters of love? Yeah, they probably should be. But at the same time, what do I also say? Don't believe anything I'm saying. Go back in the video catalogs. I'm not lying. What do I also say? I also say that it pays to be a socialite. If you can socialize with people, you will understand that even though people should be blatant, you need to know when and where to be blatant and when not to be blatant. And that people aren't going to be always 100% blatant with you. They're not you. You're not them. So for the people in the comment section, because I actually get better, right, with this, when people will say, well, I don't have people flirting with me. You probably do. You just probably don't realize it, or you're not paying attention to it. The last time I was in Target, right, a few months ago, the last time I was in Target, the person had asked me for my number. It's flirtation right then and there. Like, so, and it was like, oh, well, they wasn't flirting with you, or whatever the case may be. Well, the person had actually put their hand over the where you're supposed to swipe the card. The person actually put their hand over it because they wanted to get my attention. So flirtations happen in everyday scenarios that you would think, isn't that? Probably it is, right? People flirt all the time, all day long. Just depends on the situation. You have to be, again, a socialite to understand, like, okay, you have to be good socially. This is why I'm trying to get y'all to understand how to get better, not just you, but all the zodiac signs, how to get better socially so that you can relax and not be so worked up about if a person is flirting with you or not. Sometimes you could end up missing something about a person, right? Where a person tries to flirt with you, you don't notice it. They see you again, and then they start putting it on more. Now they're really becoming more blatant that they're into you. Just got to know when is when. You just have to be able to have experience and know what's going on and what to do, right? Don't be so strict with a person has to immediately tell you they want to marry you and be googly eyed. Don't be so strict with it. So let's clarify the temperance. The moon card, the judgment, the hermit, king of wands, seven of pentacles. That's my point. This right here represents how to clarify the temperance. Again, so the situation is that, you know, keep your relationship a secret. When you interact with these people, keep it as small as possible, as far as not in any kind of thing where people are watching you or the pressure is on. Just speak to them, speak to this person, right? And it doesn't really matter how many people you speak to. Just understand that what you're looking for is their character, so you can understand if they would be a good match for you, what you like and what you don't like. You know, like for instance, like at the beginning of July, right? Like for instance, at the beginning of July, I found out that I don't really like people who want me to be like a thug. Like they want me to be like I gotta be a certain kind of way and not be around much and all of that. It's like, listen, I'm a grown individual. I'm gonna show up when and where I want to. You feel me? So if a person decides I'm unattractive because of that, it is what it is. You know, I'm not worried about that. So the King of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles right here represents, and you shouldn't be worried about it either, because if they're getting themselves that worked up over that, they're in the game. So they're going to be one of those people that's going to be complaining about why relationships don't work for them. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. I'm at 24,500 and change. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. Also, too, if you want to come through and get a personal reading from me, the link to that is in the comment section below, called a Linktree link. From, you know, come through. Why not? From personal readings, books that I have that are on Amazon, as well as the Kareemspiritworks clothing. Check it out. Great design.